Good afternoon. It is October the 13th, and I'm just kind of on a whim. I'm over here on the south side of Broadway Avenue. That's Broadway Avenue back there. I'm currently on Wallace Street and just going to explore this neighborhood. It's not a completely unfamiliar neighborhood. I've walked here before, and in fact, my niece lives very close to here. But it's also such a beautiful autumn day. It just seemed like a nice day to come somewhere with lots of trees, and they've all started. They've gotten serious about changing color in the last week and dropping their leaves. We'll take a little stroll around this neighborhood. I don't know what you call this neighborhood either. I think it's quite Douglas Park. If we kept walking this way, we'd come to the Science Center. In fact, you can see it through the trees up ahead. Well, you can see the Saskatchewan building that it's attached to. As you can see, just a lovely, lovely autumn day here in Regina. It's a lovely day yesterday too, and last night, although it got a little chilly, it's a nice day at the football game for the Saskatchewan Roughriders were playing the BC Lions, and basically for second place in the West, and we won, so we've got ourselves a home playoff game, and we could still come first. You can see Halloween is definitely kicking in here in the West. As long as we win our next game and Winnipeg loses its next game, we could still take first. And unfortunately, it's dependent on Winnipeg losing their next game. However, it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility. We're playing Calgary next time, which is not doing all that great, and Winnipeg is playing Montreal, which is currently has the best record in the league. So, although Winnipeg is second. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So that's where I was yesterday. We did walk down there, but I didn't live stream the walk. Yeah, it's very close to where my niece lives. She's on this next street, actually, but I won't point out the house, obviously. I haven't done anything too exciting today. We had our neighbor over. He looked after our cat, Shadowpaw, the famous Shadowpaw, while we were in England. So we had him over for brunch as a way of thanks. I'm just going down here because this will take us to the edge of the park, but I'm not going into the park. Keep walking east a bit further. You can even see the leaves falling in the sunshine there. Hear music from somewhere. I don't know if there's something happening in the park involving music. Where that's coming from. Also a splash of red up there, always nice to see, since most of our leaves go yellow. There's a skateboard park over there I can hear sounds of. Science Center is over there in the IMAX Theater. I'm actually going to go this way and go back into the neighborhood. And a bit of the lake is over there too. University off in the distance. I figure out where the music's coming from. Somewhere over there. We're not going that way. I'm now going to go left again, back into the neighborhood. Broder Street, specifically. My car said it's 19. It's not 19. It's much cooler than that. I think that was because it was sitting in the sun. Probably more like 11 or 12. And it was -3 this morning when I got up, so definite frost. And more in the forecast. Not every night yet, but lots of frosting going on. And again, I think that's why the leaves have suddenly enthusiastically decided to depart to their former place of residence and embark on a new adventure in the gutter. No, there's got to be something better than this. I'm going to go down there, and then they get stepped on. No, not really a good choice for a leaf, but I don't suppose they have much say in the matter. Oh, squirrel. 2 squirrels. Three squirrels. They seem to be enjoying the leaves. They're very good at getting on the opposite side of the tree from where you are. It's just very autumny. Mountain ash with the red berries, another sure sign of autumn around here. Barking dogs are always present. Hello there. Oof. It's keeping an eye on me. And 2 more up here. Less barky. Make sure that stayed focused when I turned and looked at them. Didn't. Sometimes it goes fuzzy when it points at something newer, nearer. The other thing that's in this neighborhood, if I walk that far, is Broadway United Church, which is where Wascana Voices rehearses. I often talk about singing with, or sometimes talk about singing with, anyway. Again, I'm that way to the park. We'll go this way now. Could walk through the alley. Doesn't seem all that interesting. We'll stick to the road. Another nice red tree popping up over there. Lots of Halloween and fallish stuff happening. That's almost identical to the house I lived in on Garnet Street. I talk about sometimes. It's still there. I mean, I can point it out, the actual, an oak tree. I can point out the actual house next time I'm down that way. Who cares except me? A lot of houses of sort of this vintage with that look. Small, the peaked entryway. Seems to have been a very popular, there's another one, very popular design. I think most of this is post-Second World War housing, if I remember right, in this neighborhood, the original houses. When there was definitely a bit of a housing shortage, so. I don't want to go up and walk along Broadway, so I'm going to turn down the alley here. think I'll have to walk along Broadway. Speaking of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, you'll see that emblem many places in Saskatchewan. Yeah, I guess I do have to go along Broadway. Okay, that's fine. Not the end of the world. I can live with it. I'll be in Saskatoon 2 days this week. Drive up on Tuesday, come back on Thursday for Sask Books, sort of retreat and big board meeting all day Wednesday. Don't know that I'll get a walk in. I could potentially do a walk in Saskatoon on Tuesday afternoon, but I probably won't because I'll have so much work to do that I've lost the driving time to do anyway. So. Well, now that I'm on Broadway, maybe I'll just stick to Broadway. I have to walk back too, so I can always walk back down a different route. That's a pretty street with leaves on it. Not too much farther up here, we'll come to the Broadway United Church. That'll be my turnaround point. There's a park just beyond it. Well, could be a ways yet. I'm always in a car. I'm not exactly sure how far it is on foot, but it can't be too far. Even the alleys are pretty this time of year, and as the sun is getting low, not sure what time it sets. It's rising well after 7 now in the morning and setting well before 6, so it's already getting low. This is Elliott Street. See if that's a newer house or an older house with fresh siding on it. We'll look at another. Was that where the park is that I knew was around here somewhere? The green space? That might be a dead end. I don't know where to go down there just yet. We're talking to our daughter who's in London this year for schooling, and temperatures were similar, but the leaves have barely started to change. London is actually a little bit further north than we are, but because, of course, it's on an island, the weather is much moderated from here, where we're about as far from the ocean as you can possibly get. Pretty close, anyway. Closest bit of salt water is probably Hudson Bay. Oh, that's a pretty sweet now. Look at that. Yeah, the church is up here in another couple of blocks, and the park beyond it. We'll take a turn through the park and head back to the car. This has been how far to here? 14 minutes, yeah, so that'll be about right. By the time I turn around, probably a 40-minute walk. Hello, Black Cad. Welcome to autumn in Regina. Everything is pretty. Got to be Halloween decorations on that fence with the old pictures. There might be a blow-up something there that's currently not blown up, too. Really pretty street, but not as pretty as the last one because the trees are further down the road. And coming up is Broadway United Church, which is where Wascana Voices, the high-end self-directed choir I sing with, rehearses on Sunday nights, but not this Sunday because it's Thanksgiving weekend. The red leaves falling. It's hard to find a red tree in Regina. There's a few. They really pop out when you see them, but mostly we get these colors, gold and yellow, with of course some green still left. Here's Broadway United Church. We rehearse in the basement. I don't know what the park is called on the other side here, but we'll take a walk around it and then head back towards the car. Drive-through turkey supper. What the heck is a drive-through turkey supper? I guess it's a turkey supper you drive through, but why would you drive through it? I think we can go a little further and then walk along into the park, which has a soccer / rugby / football field. Looks like it's more like a football field than anything else, since it has the uprights. There's a baseball diamond over there, and a hill. Hills are rare. He's far more interested in his phone than he was in looking at the scenery. Yeah, I actually do not know what this park is called. There'll be a sign somewhere. It's McKay Street. Don't go too much farther up here, and you run into Park Avenue, or Park Street, I should say. It's Broadway Avenue. The streets run north-south. The avenues run east-west in Regina. Maybe everywhere. I don't know. It's a Faith Baptist Church up there. Is that the one I'm singing at on Christmas Eve? Here we go, Queen Elizabeth Jubilee Park. Oh, there's a Fines Food Mart there. All right, this is our turnaround spot. Walk down this side of the park. And of course, walk across the grass and climb the hill. I don't know, seems a pretty wild idea. I think I'll do it. There's not too much exciting over there anyway. Still lots of green grass. There's the sun right in the picture too, but the camera does remarkably well with that. The iPhone. This is an iPhone 15. I usually skip every other iPhone and find myself upgrading next 2 down the road. Or is this a 16? I think it's a 16 actually. I don't know. It takes about 2 years for the contract to work through to the point where it makes sense to go on to the next one. Let's climb this hill. You don't do a lot of hills in Saskatchewan, so you should climb them when you get the chance. Probably a very popular sledding spot in the winter. That's a far enough slope out into a nice easy run to get a little bit of sledding fun. See, not a red tree to be seen in this neighborhood at the moment. There's the church over there. Playground down here. We will go down through, past, start working our way back. Queen Elizabeth Jubilee Park, 2002, was unveiled by His Royal Highness the Earl of Wessex on 19th June 2003. I'd show you the plaque, but I'm afraid I'd go out of focus. Which one is the Earl of Wessex? Or was the Earl of Wessex, and maybe something else now that the monarch has changed. That's where we would have walked had we walked down this side of the park, but we didn't. Go this way. In the playground zone, I can pick up speed. Oh, I remember walking along here, because that's a big house over there. It was on for a very long way. I remember taking note of it last time I walked along this street. Years, potentially ago. One or two, anyway. Oh, look, there's a red tree. It's a very small one. It's red. Douglas Park, more or less, in that direction. There's a jogger. Have I seen dogs? Yes, I've seen dogs. Got barked at by dogs. There are birds. Oh, a lot of birds singing somewhere in one of these trees. I mean, I thought somebody was standing there, but it's a Halloween decoration. Oh, they're somewhere close by. Is one of those trees over there? No. Somewhere to my left, but I can't see them. You probably can't hear them. You know, my sunglasses, it's actually harder to see with them on, even though I'm walking into the sun. Is this the little park I was looking for? It is. Yeah, there's a little bit of greenery here, which is one of our many little green spaces in the city. Not much to this. It's literally just a green space, but there it is. No point in walking through it. I'll go around it. Quiet enough neighborhood. I can walk in the middle of the street without too much concern. And I can crunch these if I want, but oh, not very crunchy. I feel like they're maybe damp. Shouldn't be damp. There's been no rain. for a while. Decide which way to go up here. Lots of raking going to be going on very soon. Yeah, so there's the path I remember walking into this park on the other side. That might be the way I want to go. I think to the left, it might only take me down to the park. Ooh, lots of leaves on this large yard. And then the gutters. Oh, look, there's an exciting path. Yeah, that's the park right down there. So let's go this way. Let's take the path less traveled by. For that will make all the difference. Mainly because it's going to take me into an alley instead of a street. At least you can hear my feet crunching in the gravel, which makes me feel like I'm walking, more impressive sound effects. I wonder why that garage says 1923 on the side. It looks like graffiti, but that's an odd thing for your typical vandals to put up. We're coming the other way here. Reynolds Street. Again, park right down there. As the sun gets lower and lower. Technically, the Earth is rotating away from it. The sun's not doing anything except zipping along at an enormous rate of speed, dragging us with it. But subjectively, the sun is getting lower and lower. Rate of speed is redundant. An enormous speed. Sorry about that. Apologize for my redundancy. Please forgive me. Always an editor. I often find myself editing my statements after I've made them. Oh, that should have been said like this. But you can't really go back. Road or street. There's Broad Street. Nice little landscaping on the corner here. Oof, almost missed the curb there. The next street is the one that my car's on, so we're almost back where I started. All right, will be the end of this walk at about 35 minutes in or something like that. Maybe 40. No, it shouldn't be 40 from here. Practically there. Oof. Maybe I should go down the alley, since I walked down the street before. Green bins are kitchen garbage kind of stuff. Brown bins are general rubbish. Little known military officer, general rubbish. And the blue bins are recycling, of course. As blue bins almost always are. I don't know what their schedule is around here. I think we're on garbage this week. The green ones get picked up every week. The brown ones and the blue ones alternate. And the car will be just around the corner here. And there we go, a quiet Sunday afternoon walk south of Broadway Avenue in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Thanks for walking with me. Bye for now.